a special app. YouTube. All right, I think, at least as far as I can see, it's live. Let's see if it actually is. Let's refresh this page. Hey, that's on. There's video, hooray, okay. Oh, I don't need to hear myself talking. Let's do live chat. Okay. There's nothing left in that drink. Anyway, I'm just getting myself sorted out here. I should probably tell people I'm doing it. Okay. Grab the keyboard here. Hopefully it's not too gross. General. Okay, so I want to do at live streams. I'm live and paste that. Okay. Just pop that over there for a sec, and I'm live. Link. Post. And my cafe, view cafe, view cafe, thank you. I'm live. Share. This guy, Discord, YouTube. Yeah, okay. I think that's everywhere. I promised to do it. I should probably make a card for that. All right. That's not helpful. Stop doing that. There we go. Okay. So yesterday after the stream, I figured out how to make rolls on my Discord channel. I made myself a handy little card because I didn't really know what I was doing, but that's fine. If you join my Discord, the link is somewhere on my YouTube channel. You go to the rolls thread. If you click on the cat, you'll get a notification that I'm going live and your name will turn green. If you click on the yarn, you'll get a notification when there's a new crochet video and your name will be purple. If you click on the circle, you will get a notification of a new loom knitting video and your name will be orange. And if you click on the newspaper, you'll get a notification when I release a new pattern and your name will be yellow. And you can click on as many or as few of these as you want. And whichever one you clicked on last, that'll be what color your name is. I know I was wrong to hope that you could have like a multicolored name. I know that's not how it works, but one could dream. I want a rainbow name. Anyway. So I figured that out. What I didn't figure out is how to schedule a horizontal live ahead of time because I didn't even try to figure that out. So maybe in time for the Monday live stream, who knows? If you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, you might see some live stream notifications between now and Monday. That's just me trying to figure out how to do it. Don't get too excited. I've decided to try to do this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday mornings, my time. Starting around 9 a.m.-ish my time. I am in Calgary, Alberta, and we are currently in Mountain Daylight Time. There's some talk about staying here, but who knows? I mean, staying in the daylight time. We'll see. We've got people it seems evenly divided. There's like a third of the people who want to stay switching the clocks. There's a third that want to stay in daylight time. There's a third who want to stay in standard time. I'm in the camp of I don't care what we do as long as we don't have to change our clocks twice a year. So perhaps there's a fourth group. Yeah, I prepared for this. I don't have any yarn nearby. I'm gonna get some. See, and this is what happens when you clean your desk. You don't have yarn nearby. I'm gonna say, oh, someone other than me has joined. Hello to whoever that is. I forgot to show you guys my sparkly unicorn alpaca stuffy that lives on my desk. I love stuffies. I hate making them. Look how adorable it is. It sparkles. Can you even see that? I feel like you can. Anyway, I haven't named them though. If you got an idea for a name, let me know. So let's just move that out of the way. I had a moment of panic this morning because I went to download yesterday's live stream so that I could edit the footage of the, let's see if I remember, the weaving in the green ends and then making the blue squares and weaving the ends in. And I couldn't see it in my YouTube studio. That was alarming. I found it. I think it's finished downloading. Yes. I also, you may have noticed, remembered to change the name of the video before going live. So I don't have to download a fourth video that says Fantastic Mio is live as the file name. So, ooh, we got two other people other than me. Hello, hello. Yeah, so this is pretty normal for the way that I work is I could look into how to do things before I start, but then often I don't start. So I find I have better success just sort of diving in and figuring it out and hope I don't break it. So if you were expecting a professional organization here, welcome, you must be new. All right, what color should we do today? I think I want to finish the orange. It's the smallest ball. Oh, I need the spreadsheet. Or I want the spreadsheet, I don't need it. But I want it, because who doesn't love a good spreadsheet? Oh, another thing I did after the stream is I sorted out some squares that I'd made already. I was thinking of showing you my current office sort of organization scheme for that. But I didn't want to do it at the beginning of the stream. Give people a chance to realize what I'm doing here. So I think I'll start by crocheting. Again, if you have any questions or comments or requests or anything, put them in the comments. We are working on a bit of a lag here, so just keep that in mind. I wonder, I watched a live stream once where, no, subtitles, closed captions not available. Okay. I watched a live stream and they said that when they had their live set on delay, that allowed there to be closed caption or subtitles. And I thought, since mine seems to be defaulting to a delay, which is fine, I wondered if that was the case, but perhaps the delay needs to be longer. That's okay. Oops. So currently, I am in my office alone. Cam is up on her perch in the unfinished part of the basement, and I'm not sure where Wolfie is. She's got a couple of favorite sleeping spots upstairs right now. Yeah, she's not behind me. She's got a couple of favorite sleeping spots upstairs right now. One is okay, I made a massive blanket using pom-pom yarn. Oh gosh, like a decade ago. It's king sized and it weighs 10 pounds. And it's currently, because of the weather changing, it's currently on the floor in the bedroom upstairs, sort of thrown off because it got too hot. It's a very warm blanket. And I think it catches a sunbeam in the morning, so she might be on there. The other place she has started sleeping in is the cat carrier, the box I use to take them to the vet. She hasn't had her yearly checkup yet. It'll be interesting to see. Like it seems like she always loves to sleep in there for like the month before her yearly checkup. And of course, using it to take her to the vet sours the experience. I like to say that she can smell Cam's anxiety in it because she's the one that's using it the most right now. And since Wolfie doesn't like Cam very much, it might be pleasant. I don't know. She's a bit of a monster. Today's project, currently anyway, is making squares out of scraps. I finished the squares for the newborn blanket, and I might film the join this afternoon, maybe. Depends on how I'm feeling. But this is, at least most of the squares that I make today will probably go in a twin-sized blanket. I actually wrote the pattern ages ago. Just other things have come up with priorities. Another thing I should do is, and I probably said this like on every live stream this week, I don't know. I should put up the test for a blanket. I've got it finished. I think I need to update the pattern and then I can post it, so. I feel like I should make a card for that. And I'm almost afraid to look to see, to do that because there might already be a card for that and I've just been ignoring it. Don't think there is. I mean, even if there is, clearly it needs to be a better card. Yeah. So I am going to change the view I have here. Just going to make 6s and 5s out of this, I think. I think I made an 8 yesterday. If you were here yesterday and saw me do it, I could look. This is me not looking. Anything new in crochet news? Not from my end, I don't think. And my office reorganization is not done yet. I'm starting to think I'm running out of space because I've got 2 boxes, like 2 big bins, really, that are still sitting upstairs where I moved them to be out of the way while I moved some furniture in, some shelves. I don't know where to put them. I have some ideas though, but I also want to get I've got a box fan to put in my room because I sleep in this room, and I want to put the box fan up soon because we're getting into warmer weather. I'm not sure where to put that. I don't know. I also have some blankets that the patterns have been released, and the next step for them is to be washed and then packed up for Project Linus. Except, you know, I don't want to do a load until I have enough of them. So I need somewhere to put the ones that haven't been washed yet. I've got a place for the ones that have been washed. Nicely sealed away so they can't get any new cat hair on them. But I just kind of have a pile of stuff I don't know where to put. And that to me suggests I don't have enough storage space. I don't know. Oh, the video is frozen on my computer. Katie, I think my entire house is piles of items I don't know where to put. Yeah. Trying to fight that. Why is the video still going for you? I think I gotta refresh. I'm gonna refresh. I can still see comments on the phone. Play. Okay. Fuzzy. Why is the resolution so bad? It looks fine on the phone. Is it my computer? Okay, that seems better. Ah, excellent. Love body doubling. I used to do that on Zoom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm gonna bind this one off. Finish this one off. It's a good question. Do we call it anything specific in crochet? Let me see if I have a card. Lots of that. I don't. Ha. Oh, what's this one? Oh. I don't have a card. I feel vindicated. What an odd thing. Okay, I've got blue cards for... No. MCAL, maybe it's a purple card. Post test. Let's get ourselves a suitable post-it note. Let's grab an appropriate pen. It's my tiny one. Post test. EGS cat. And we'll put that in today's pile to do after I get off the stream. Okay. LED auto. Whatever. Okay, I'm seeing a downside to me doing this 4 days a week in that new things don't happen in my life that quickly. What can I talk about? Maybe something old. Let's see. Yabba dabba doo. Yeah, themed topics per day. Well, if you have any ideas for themes, hit me up. I was watching a crochet tutorial video this morning, briefly, and it was a really neat strawberry stitch. It was very textured. Fairly simple to do, too. I think it was, shoot, what's her name? Starts with an N. If you have looked for anything with crochet on YouTube, you've probably seen it. It's like Natasha, something like that. Anyway, it was pretty nice. Just used single crochets and doubles. And a single crochet 5 together, but she shows you how to do that. Of course, after watching it, my first thought was, can you do it in the round? Yes, you can do it in the round. I was thinking like a 3-dimensional, like a cylinder shape, but okay, now I'm thinking about how to do it flat, which is not making for excellent video. You just have to throw some increases in. I'm sure it's doable. I'd have to make it flat first just to see how the fabric behaves, but I suspect it would behave like a single crochet circle, which means 6 increases per round. Of course, the strawberries are offset. Working in a circle kind of can screw that up a little. I don't know. Okay, I feel like I have to lean really forward to do this. Hang on, I'm gonna adjust my camera a little. Hopefully it's not too loud in your ear. Oh, I was miles away. Okay, here. Right there. We could talk about planning. See, I have been having a fairly bad OCD day today. Oh, hang on. Have you seen they've updated the Michaels reward programs? I'm not sure if I saw that or not. I wasn't able to actually log in to the app on my old phone, and I haven't even tried it on the new one. So, oh, yes, I think I did see it actually. Sorry, you've jogged my memory. There was something about if you buy, I remember that, you get, was it store credit? But you're right, it's about time they did something for the Canadian shoppers. I was working there when they rolled out the rewards program here, and it reminded me of how bad Michael's is at computer stuff. They didn't explain it very well. And then it didn't do, not only did it not do what it does in the US, but it also didn't do what they told us it was going to do here. Because I remember trying to sign people up to it. Oh, nice. I feel like 2 phones ago, they made a Canadian app that was different from the US one. Maybe look at that. Like I said, they're not great at computer things. I'm a computer wizard compared to them sometimes. But yeah, I don't know, it was something about the more you spend, if you spend a certain amount, you get store credit, but it expires. Something like that. I remember when I first got that email, I was going through and doing the math. Wolfie's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hi, baby. Yeah. I need 6s more than I need 5s. I'm going to keep going. I just realized if she comes on the desk, my drinks are in the way. I'm just going to move those over a bit. Yeah, right? I feel like a computer wizard compared to most brands, and that's infuriating. Yes. When the rewards program first rolled out in Canada, it was mostly just a replacement of their old email list. So there was a lot of talking to people that's like, would you like to get emails from us for, deals and coupons and stuff? And they said, well, I already get emails from you. It's like, okay, but if you haven't signed up for rewards, then you're going to stop getting the emails, because that's what I was told. We were switching. I don't know. I haven't taken a close look at my inbox lately, but when I worked in a Michaels in Ontario, they had like quotas for signing people up for emails. And that was really annoying, because sometimes, like, it wasn't a percentage, it was a number. So it's like sometimes it was really slow on your shift and there weren't that many customers and you needed, yeah. So I was just signing people up. If they didn't want to be signed up, I just put in my, like a burner account of mine. And burner account's not true. It's just other email account that I had for specific things. I just signed it up for that. And I was forwarding those to my current email address, so I didn't miss out on anything. Hello, Wolfie. And I was getting the email from both lists for a long time. I don't know if I still am. I haven't seen any duplicates, so they must have finished the old system before already. Yeah. Yeah, you're the star of the show? Of course you are. Do you want to actually come better in frame? No? All right. But yeah, in the beginning, we were told that there would be like special shopping times for just rewards members, and that you'd get special coupons based on the sorts of things you would buy. And no, it seemed to me like the special shopping times were just a exclusive coupon. It was like, I was expecting, like, I don't know, they'd be open an extra hour, but only rewards members would be allowed in. But it's not like there was a card, so I don't know how that would have happened. But I think I got one email from them with a special coupon in, and it was like right at the beginning. That was it. Oh, you coming back? Hi. Oh, okay. You're right. It should have been a 5-round square. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. You want to go on my shoulder? All right. On the mama's shoulder. Professionalism, just like I was saying at the beginning. doesn't like it when I crochet with her on my shoulder. Oh, and this is not very ergonomic. Okay. Yeah. No, you're not enjoying it, so just get on the bed. Big jump. Big jump. There you go. Good girl. Oh. Nope, that didn't work at all, so now we know. So yeah, the email about the rewards thing. I vaguely remember doing some math to see when it was worth buying my yarn there instead of Walmart. I don't remember what I concluded. I'm sure I've written it down somewhere. Well, hello again. Hi. Okay. Belly and back, belly and back. Can we move this over so people can see? There we go, belly and back. Belly and back. Right, yeah. Oh, and don't even get me started on the pandemic changing their coupons to 30% instead of 40. Oh, I knew exactly what they were doing there. See, I've been working at Michael's since like 2000s, I want to say. I think I started in 2005 at the one in Burlington. And even then, they were trying to figure out a way to get customers off of the 40% coupon, right? Because they had one almost every week. And people weren't buying things until they had the coupon, which is understandable. Sometimes the stuff at Michael's is expensive. And so they brought in that everyday value thing where you can't use coupons on it. That was annoying because when they first released it, you could tell something was everyday value because it had an even dollar amount, right? Like it wasn't 99 cents, it was $1. And so that was an easy way for, if you were on cash, to tell. It's like, why didn't the coupon work on this? Oh, it's an even dollar amount. It's probably everyday value. Yeah, then they stopped doing that. I was like, well, that's annoying. And then there was, what did they do next? Oh yeah, and then they advertised everyday value as being that's the cheapest it's going to be. So, you don't need a coupon because that's as cheap as it's going to be. Yeah. Then they started doing sales of, buy two, get one free with the everyday value. And it's like, I give up. I don't know what it's for anymore. But yeah, when the pandemic started, it would be irresponsible for you to come into the store during the lockdowns. So we can't give you a coupon. That just drives sales. That would be irresponsible. So they didn't. Sorry, I just heard a strange noise coming from upstairs. I think it's just the washing machine. Yeah, so they didn't have a coupon for a while, and then when they started doing them again, it was 30%. And I thought, okay, this is just for the pandemic. No, nope. It's still 30%. One thing they won't, this also got me mad when I was a cashier. When people came up to cash while I was ringing through their items, I would ask them, was like, are you a teacher, former teacher, military, or 55 or older? Because you get a discount if you're any of those things. But no one knows. The teachers know. They put signs up in like the kids' craft section, but no one else knows. And I got in trouble for asking that. I was like, it's a little sus, a little sketchy, having these discounts but not telling anybody about them. It's like, do you want to make life easier for teachers, military, and seniors? Or are you just saying you do, but you don't actually want to? And they will not card you if you're a senior. Not worth the bother. They will card you if you're a teacher or military, though, so bring ID with you. But I was like, if you don't want to give people these discounts, then don't offer them. Oh, you want to go in the window? Hang on. Wolfie's not having a good arthritis day, I don't think. There you go. Big jump. There you go. She's up in the sunshine now. I need a drink of water. Everybody remember to hydrate. No, you can't. You have to have an ID. I've only seen one exception in my entire time working there, and it was for someone who was well known in the community who was buying like little craft kits and things for a charity for kids. No, not for a charity. It was like for a school program or something. And I I wasn't there when she got permission to use the teacher's discount. I think 3. So, but as I understand it, she brought people in to like vouch for her at this one store. Yeah, I remember for a while, because here in Alberta, we've got a deposit on like cans and bottles and stuff. And so if you take them into the bottle depot, you get your deposit back. And because I grew up in Ontario and that felt like something that happened before I was born, I don't know, I couldn't do it. It felt too stupid. I don't know. It's some mental block that I had to take my stuff in. So when I found out what this lady was doing, I would bring like big bags of this depot stuff in the truck. And then if she came in that day, I'd tell her where I'd parked and say, feel free to take the cans. They're in this truck in the back in clear bags. They're yours if you want them. And so it was a nice setup. It fell apart when lockdown started. But yeah, I mentioned in a previous live that I want to learn how to code in Python. The reason why is because I thought learning how to code would be an asset, like it'd be a good thing to learn how to do. I also know that learning a programming language is easier if you already know a different programming language. And so I picked Python because I've also heard it's one of the easier ones to learn how to do. Just got to figure out when to fit that in my schedule. I brought that up for a reason. And I don't know what it was. No. Oh, no, I know. I also want to get better at spreadsheets. I know I'm a giant nerd, but wanted to learn how to do more with spreadsheets than I'm already doing. And in that process, I'm pretty sure I have a spreadsheet for almost everything. I mean, I had a spreadsheet for most things before, but now it's like every time I start something new or I look differently at the things I'm already doing and look at it and go, can I make this a spreadsheet? So I made a spreadsheet to get the best deal on yarn. I've got the yarns that would work well for my main stash in it, along with their regular price. And then I have a column where I can adjust it, like I can put in whatever the sale is. And then it adds the sales tax, and then it tells me what I'm paying per yard. Because like balls of yarn come in all different sizes, right? So I think I put the rewards program somehow, the new thing that they're doing, I think I used that spreadsheet to do the calculations, and it's like, the yarn's got to be on sale like this, and then I need to go like this, and then I need to spend the money by then. Like I was like, that sounds like too much work. I think I've talked it out. I think my conclusion was I was going to ignore it, and if I got any store credit, I would use it to buy something. It's kind of how I do my Shoppers Optimum points. I guess it's PC Optimum now. Don't mind me, I'm just an old lady over here. Oh. Oh, and there was that weird symbol I was seeing in chat yesterday. I think it was Google Translate's logo. So, I'm not sure who all is here, but if you know another language, type it in the chat. I want to see what happens. Oh, maybe I can just do it. Let's see. Let's see how my French immersion skills have held up over all these years. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Haha. Oh. It automatically translated it into English. And if I hover over, I can see what was actually written. Neat. Well, I love you too, me. Nice. Can you click on it? I feel like if you click on it, you only have the chance to option to report it, but maybe it's just for mods. See, and this feels like a really inefficient way to learn how to do something. Yeah. Yeah, report only. I was going to try Où est la bibliothèque. I wasn't confident in my spelling of bibliothèque. How long has it been since I was in grade 8? Yeah. That would have been 13. That would have been 1990. Is that right? 1990, 1991. Let's do 91. Although I'd say I was still fluent through high school, so let's say 95. 31 years. Oh. Yeah, no, that tracks. Yeah, I have this weird relationship with the French language because I was in French immersion from senior kindergarten to grade 8. And still was pretty fluent through high school, although I think by the end of high school I'd stopped being very fluent. So now when I hear people speaking French, I associate it with childhood. And of course, because I didn't keep it up, I don't have any of like the current words, like anything related with the internet, that sort of thing. I barely have computer words, like ordinateur. Do they even use that word for a computer anymore? I don't know. But yeah, so I try to remind myself that people speak French all their lives, all over the world. It's not a child's language. So I have to like manually remind myself of that. And it's particularly difficult when I'm listening to French language music. There was I want to say it was like a rap style. I can't hear it in my head anymore, so I'm not super confident in saying that it was rap, like French rap, but um, it just tickled me so much when they said la rage. It translates as rage, right? It's like I'm mad at it's like rage, but it's like the rage. Like it's very like grammatically correct and kind of, I don't know, to my ear it sounds like a kid that's complaining. And that's terrible. I'm sure I don't remember what they were mad about in the song, but I'm sure it was very serious. Which is why I don't listen to it anymore because I felt like it was inappropriate to giggle at it. Oh. My partner and I have been talking about moving to a different province. Actually, we wanted to move to Yukon, but that seems incredibly difficult to do. So now we're looking at the other provinces, and he's already ruled out Quebec and New Brunswick because he doesn't want to learn French again. And I have to agree. I feel like it would only make my giggling problem worse. Although, happy life, right? I feel like I wouldn't have any friends. Oh yeah, my last roommate's first language is French. She was very concerned about the French I was taught in Southern Ontario Elementary School. See, in French immersion, we learned Parisian French. We did not learn Quebec French. I think it's mostly an accent thing, but they do have slang that's different, I want to say. They might have different grammar, but it can't be that different. So I don't know which version of French the English kids were learning. Right now, I've got this much yarn left. See, it's 2 lengths, I'd say, I don't know, maybe a yard left. I'm not going to make anything out of it, but I don't want to waste the yarn. So I'm going to cut it into a more reasonable length and throw it in my ends box to be processed into yarn, hopefully. Waste not, want not. Reduce, reuse. Although you are reminding me there, Katie, when I was growing up, our neighborhood had a lot of like Italian people of Italian descent, and they were mostly going to the Catholic school, and they had Italian teachers teaching them French, and it was always a treat trying to talk to them in French. Because, yeah. So I wonder, because you weren't in French immersion, I wonder how qualified the teacher was. It was the first time I'd heard French spoken in an Italian accent, though. And that's always a treat. I love like fusion stuff like that. There was a episode of Project Runway. I want to say it was Project Runway Australia. Was that a thing? I think so. But they had some like Asian designers, and they were speaking English. They were speaking English with an Australian and an Asian accent. It was really neat how, like, it's interesting to hear things that you don't hear every day, right? Widens your scope. Nice. Yeah, I've heard of that. It's like Katie says, I have been using my ends/scraps as stuffing for items, mostly so that all of my scraps can go in the same bin, yarn, thread, and fabric. Yep. You can use your yarn ends to stuff your amigurumi. That's crocheted stuffies, although I think it applies to knit stuffies too. I don't know. But I might put them in like a nylon, like old cut up nylons to keep the scraps from just coming out of the holes. But it's depending on what you're making and who it's for, it probably doesn't matter too much. I was debating actually getting out my spinning processing gear for today's stream, but I really don't know. I don't use it much. I'm very beginner at it, and I don't want to show you guys how to do it wrong. You know what I mean? It's like, this is not a tutorial. This is me learning as I go. So I'm on the fence about that. I might still do it on stream, but I'll try a little bit first just to see if what I'm planning, what I think needs to be done is actually what needs to be done. I don't think I'll be able to spin it on stream, so. Yeah, there you go, stuffed plant. Oh gosh, you got to send me a picture of that, Katie. Crocheted stuffed plant. Ah, Katie, you've reminded me. When we went on our road trip to the Yukon, partner and I both dipped our toes into dipped our whole foot actually into the Arctic Ocean. And I remarked to him that I've been swimming in the Pacific Ocean, and now I've been in the Arctic Ocean, and we are planning a family reunion of sorts with his side in July, where I'll have an opportunity to go in the Atlantic Ocean. And I've got a shirt to this effect. It's like, I feel like I can't wear it until I've been in the Atlantic. But then I thought, I've swum in most of the Great Lakes. I've done Ontario, Erie, and Huron. And because we're not traveling to the US right now, I can't get at Michigan, but technically Huron and Michigan are the same lake. Humans are just bad at naming things, and categories don't really exist. So I'm counting Lake Michigan as being the same as Huron for the purposes of this exercise. But that leaves Lake Superior. And boy, don't I know someone who lives near there. I might need to stop by in warmer weather. Yeah. I don't suppose you have we can talk about this in private. It won't be this year, though. I've already got too much travel this year. I'm going to my parents in May for 2 weeks. I don't suppose you'll be around. Don't say here if you don't want to. I'm pretty sure people can read the chat even when they're watching the VOD, so. I don't usually do that when I'm watching lives after the fact. And I usually close them, but I'm pretty sure they're always there. I wonder if I might be able to turn it off, but still, we're on the internet. Imagine it's the front page of the newspaper. Wolfie is snoring. Oh, and if I do come to visit you so I can get Lake Superior, I'll bring that blanket I keep meaning to mail. I still have it. It's upstairs. It's on a pile of other blankets I haven't mailed to anybody. This is one of the reasons I stopped. I had an Etsy shop, and when I started the Etsy shop, I had my patterns in there, but I also had like finished items to sell. And that's when I learned how much I hate mailing things. I got to stop promising to do it. I just, it's like the bottle depot thing. I just have some kind of mental block. I should probably see a therapist about that. It is having a negative impact on my life. Yeah, I've got in this vein of not having my life together. Just barely done a level app when I've heard from Family Grapevine. Yeah. Um, yeah, my last couple of trips to Ontario have been like last minute things. I feel like I don't get enough information from the people in that house to make decisions. So, you know what? Next year, 2027, we should chat and do it so we're there at the same time. That's what we should do. We'll do it on purpose instead of for some emergency or whatever. Um, yeah. But yeah, in the vein of, I don't know why I have a mental block about this. I designed a blanket that I think is really cool. And certain friends of mine whose opinion on the subject I believe, or I value, I don't know what the word I want here is, they agree it's a really neat idea. So I made the blanket and it's ready for release. The pattern, I just haven't. And I think this mailing problem is part of that. So the pattern in question, it looks like a menorah that you'd use at Hanukkah, but it's got a pattern for a flame and a little pocket. And so you got 9 flames. So when Hanukkah comes around, you can put the flame on the middle one, the tall one. Um, and the pocket is behind where that uh, flame goes. And so on every night of Hanukkah, you pull another flame out and you put it on top of one of the candles, right? It's really neat. There's a couple of different ways you can attach the flames in a temporary way. I went with buttons, and I don't know why, because I hate putting buttons on things. Um, and all that's left for me to do on the sample is to sew the buttons on. One of my testers altered the flame pattern to make there be a bobble on the back, and the bobble sort of goes in between, like in the holes of the granny squares, and that holds it on. And now I wish I'd done that, but I'm perfectly happy just releasing the pattern the way it is. Except once I do, I'll feel bad that I haven't finished the sample because I've promised the sample to a friend who wants to give it to their sister who is a rabbi. Yeah. I told them it wouldn't be ready for Hanukkah the year that we were talking about it, but it's been a couple of years since then, and they still don't have the blanket because I still haven't finished it and I still haven't released the pattern. My tester said I could just use her picture for the pattern release, and I'm happy to do that. I just haven't. And yeah. I don't know what I really should find a therapist. It's so hard to find one though. Like there's a gajillion of them, but how do you pick? I don't know. Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think it is ADHD. And My, to be clear, all of my empties do go to the bottle depot. It's just not me that takes them there. Um, Around here, you'll often get kids that are going door to door picking up empties um, to raise money for whatever thing. So they get them if they come to the door. Um, I had an agreement with a friend, some child in her life, I want to say it was a grandkid, was collecting them for the Airdrie Food Bank. And I was like, oh, cool. So even after I moved to Calgary, South Calgary, so the other side from Airdrie, I still was taking my empties up to her house instead of just taking them to the bottle depot. And when you take them to the bottle depot, you can choose, like they have, I'm pretty sure, I've been told this, I've never been. I'm pretty sure you can tell them and just apply the money to the food bank. Like they've set that up. I'm pretty sure that's what the kid's doing, just collecting them all, taking them in, saying keep them for the food bank. And then the bottle depot sends the money to the food bank or they pick it up or something. I don't know. It's easy to do. I'm convinced it's easy to do. My brain won't let me. Um, Recently, we gave our empties to our condo board. They were collecting them so that they could change up. There's they could change up the landscaping in one of the areas. But they said they also wanted to spend it on like, um, what's the word? Like fun activities for the group, for the social committee or whatever. I don't know. What I do know is because of being severely anemic for months, we had many bags piling up in our garage of just cleaned out empties. Um, so they got like 6 bags, like big garbage bags full of empties. Like, we're glad you crushed them. It's like, yeah, normally I crush them even flatter than this, but I've just been too exhausted to do anything. No, I heard Ontario was thinking of putting in a deposit system, but it's like that's a lot of infrastructure you got to build now because people are going to want that deposit back. Other people, not me, apparently. It's like $100 in a bag of crushed cans. But whatever. It's too much. It's too much work. I've only taken empties into the bottle depot one time, and it was in British Columbia. I did it for a friend. And I thought, you know what? I won't feel stupid doing it here because I don't live here. These people aren't going to see me ever again. I can go in and be as dumb as I want, and no one's going to, it doesn't matter. Um, they wanted to count the cans. My understanding, it's not that complicated in Alberta. I don't know how they do it here. I feel like they have people there that sort the things for you. Whereas in BC, at least the one I went to in Mission, I had to sort them and then tell them how many of each there were. But, but as Katie knows, I grew up in a house where they're very meticulous about trash day. Although I did notice my brother, who lives there still, or not still, he lives with them, takes care of them. I love my brother for that. I wish I could do more. Um, he's got a similar philosophy as I do, is like try to do it right, but when in doubt, just throw it out. Um, it's important, I think, for people to do what they can. I also think that the government could make it so much easier, and that would make more people do it. Also, people making things could also be better on their packaging choices. So while there is things that the individual can do, I think the most important thing for the individual to do is to badger the people in charge into making it easier and better. Which reminds me, I got to badger my people for about something. I'm thinking of mailing letters. Oh, sure, yeah. Oh, you're right. We should have talked about this yesterday. Happy Earth Day observed. Yeah. I remember when we used to all turn our lights off for 2 hours for Earth Day. I don't know, did we still do that? Was it on Earth Day even, or is it just I think it was Earth Day. So we'd all sit in the dark for 2 hours as if it was doing anything. I know. It's symbolic. I know all the arguments for why we do it, but I feel like now it doesn't make sense to do it because we've got LED lights now. Huh. I don't know if you can hear that, but my washing machine is singing. I don't know what to do about that because I was going to go for at least another hour. But then all those wet towels are sitting in there now. Although our washing machine spins really well. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm having a particularly bad case of OCD today. Now, to be clear, I have never been diagnosed with OCD. But also to be clear, I've only recently been diagnosed with anything that I've had all along. So there's that. But yeah, when I had my cards out this morning to do my housework, they all had to be perfectly in line or I couldn't start. I couldn't tolerate a difference in my morning routine, like at all. It's like I can't do that yet. I haven't done the other thing yet. It's been a day like that. Ah, oh no, I dropped my needle. I'm talking too much. Oh, there it is. I love this needle. I've had a hard time finding others so that I have backups if I lose this one. So, speaking of, where's my needle minder? Very high-tech needle minder this is a business card. Actually, no, this is an index card that I cut in half. I still need to, my last one, the other half, I had used marker to draw orange around the edges to make it easier to find. I just haven't done that with that one yet. Okay. All right, so I think this is as many people as we're going to get. So, and, you know, people will watch the VOD. Katie, you're going to have to let me know how the sound is on this because I know you're listening at the very least. I am about to remove my phone from my stand. Oh, I saw a psychiatrist last night. Diagnosis complicated. Because, yeah, complicated. That's my diagnosis too. All right, I'm going to move my phone off of its stand and it might make a loud noise. So let me know if it does. And if you really don't want to hear the loud noise, I will do a thumbs up on screen when I'm done making it. All right, here we go. All right, that's done. You'll have to let me know how that was, or I'll watch the VOD later. So this is my new setup. Tell me if I move that too fast too. I've got a 5x5. Actually, this is an Expedit from IKEA. They call them Kallax now, so they're a little different, but it's the same idea. I've got some full balls of my main stash in here in roughly rainbow order. This square here is my joining yarn. I managed to find like 25 or something balls of black in the same dye lot. So that was a great find. And it was over like 3 trips to the store. I cleaned them out each time. So yeah, main stash. This is neutrals that I don't have a large enough dye lot to do anything with. Actually, this might be, I thought I labeled these. These might all be the same as that other black. This one is the small dye lots though. I made a little sign. I've got yarn here for future videos. I'm going to review this when I get a chance. Oh, Katie, you saw my, I had a video a while ago about the granny square yarn. And I said at the end, is like, I wish this came in thicker. It's thicker now. I'm going to try making a hat. I looked, they didn't have any good options for yellow. I also got this yarn to try out. I'm going to go ahead and spoil my own future video, but I'm going to say that my review is that the yarn is okay, and it felt like playing yarn chicken the entire time you make the motif, and look at all these other things you can do with it. So that's the flower one. This is, you can do corner to corner or like, I don't know, bigger granny squares, but it's all of a piece. It's all of a piece. And then I've got this yarn here is for a hat. I think it's for the wrap the pegs 3 times and then bottom over 2, 1 over 2. I don't think I did that video yet. Yeah. Anyway, along the bottom here, should have vacuumed. Sorry. I've got my pattern samples by month and some overflow above because I didn't plan very well. And a cat bed. I think only Wolfie's used it. And because of her arthritis, I put these boxes in front so she can get up into it. And then I just have some extra stuff here. This usually has a yellow box in it. It's got my colored scraps of the main yarn. And this one is my neutrals. I used up most of the black recently on one of the pattern designs. Oh, this is also a box for Wolfie. It's got her name on it. And I've thrown in some like projects that didn't turn out very well so she can dig in there if she wants without ruining my stuff. At the top, I have my squares organization. I just used some small binder clips and a cut in half business card, blank business card, and just put the number of rounds. I tried to arrange them so that it was really obvious when I went in which one was which. So like the 1 round squares are teeny tiny, the 5s and the 7s, they're different enough that I don't have to count to tell the difference. So I got 2, 8, and 13. I make a lot of 3s, it gets its own. I got 4s and 9s and then 6 and 11s. I do have more, oh, up here, binder clips with labels. I've got up to 15 or 16 rounds. I don't design with those very often because people don't like making them, but I have them just in case I need the other numbers that are missing. And then I have this box, which is very covered in hair, that I throw the squares in as I make them. So I don't sort them yet. I have a spreadsheet to keep track of how many I have of each. So that's the current setup. It's hard. This is not a very big room. You can see, oh, and that drink tray on the floor there, that's for Wolfie. She loves laying on them. So up top, those brown boxes are, well, various things. I don't know if you can read them, but I don't know. The 2 bins are temporarily there. I'm thinking of taking those 2 bins that are upstairs and putting them there instead. That one over there just has hat yarn in it. And I'm going to find a different place to put that. I'm currently organizing the unfinished part of the basement, and there's a lot of hat yarn just mixed in. That one is pattern samples for months that I don't have along the bottom yet. So that's the current setup. I don't know. I want to show you my desk. It's a mess. I shouldn't say that. It's not a mess. Not as messy as it can be. There we go. Oh, I forgot to warn you before I put the phone on. I'm sorry. Also, we're too low. I'm going to hit my hand on that if I do that. Those green pieces of tape are so that I know when my hands are in frame. So that's the current tour. I wish I had more shelves. I might be able to sneak some in against the wall that my computer's on, my desk is on. Anyway, let's work with the blue. So, again, we're just doing a live, we're just hanging out. Say hi in the chat if you'd like. You can ask me anything. And I may or may not respond. Squeaky not loud when it came out. Okay. Good to know. Thank you. I always wonder because I'm forever doing that on Zoom. My friends, I think, are too nice to say anything. But it's possible they're not saying anything because it's not too loud. I don't know. Anyone have big plans for the weekend? I don't think I do. My exciting plans are I'm going to stay home and I'm going to crochet. Let me just make sure. Oh, connection expired. Wow, this isn't updated at all. Okay. No, I can't check my calendar on my old phone. It's decided to log me out of my calendar. Oh, I know what the problem is. I go over to this side, it might know. Are you in bedtime mode? Yeah, the night light's on. Why? Okay, there we go. So, yeah, I got nothing. I have nothing planned. I really love it when I have nothing planned. It means I can do anything. Aha. So the spreadsheet thing runs in the family, I see. I don't think I don't have a spreadsheet for our freezer. Oh, I got to do it. I got to do that. Of course, there's not much in there right now as far as what I'd need to know about. We like to make our meals ahead of time, but we've fallen behind on that, so now we're running out of pre-made meals. I can make up some pasta today. Why don't I just keep adding things to my to-do list? That never goes wrong. I've been challenging myself to make items with freezer burnt items, old pastry items without buying new. How's that going? I have to keep telling myself at the grocery store that I have to shop for the people we are, not for the people we wish we were. It's led to a lot less wasted food. Also, I keep looking up, it's like, does this freeze well? The Girl Guides had the sandwich cookies for sale this past weekend, and I bought 6. And I know those freeze well because when we were kids, my Grandma Simmons would give us a box of Girl Guide cookies with like 25 bucks taped inside. And they sold them in the spring. So she bought a bunch, a couple of cases, froze them, brought them out for Christmas. Best present. You get something that you can play with on Christmas Day, and then you got something you can play with later. Oh. I got 6. We've eaten 1 already. We're partway through a second, the other 4 in the freezer. I wonder if there will be any left when I get home in May. Pantry, yeah. Great bread pudding with hamburger buns labeled. It's nice. Canned coconut milk. Best before from 2022. Yeah. Oh, I had an adventure with best before dates. I drink Diet Cola. And if the aspartame goes off, I can taste that, and I don't like the taste. So I had a case that it wasn't tasting that great. And so I was looking at it, it's like, well, what was the best before? It's like, I just bought this. What was the best before? And I was looking at it, and I don't remember how it turned out as far as the dates were going, but I thought it said May 20 whatever year. And then I remembered I live in a bilingual country, and MA stands for meilleur avant, which is French for best before. Yeah. Yep. It's like, yeah, not everything goes off in May just because it says so. I kept thinking it's got to be May. If it was March, it would be MR. It was never MR, it was always MA. Yeah. We have had frozen spinach in our freezer for like 5 years now. Still tastes fine. Although we're starting to run out, and I'm a little worried because like we got it for a really good deal. That's why we have so many. And it's lasted this long. But the regular price is quite a bit more expensive than we paid. It's like, what are we going to do when we run out? I got to start looking for deals again. Ooh, Thunder Bay's getting a Costco next year. Nice. I haven't had a Costco membership in a while. I think I didn't like shopping there. I really like my current job, which is what you're watching right now, because it means that I can go like get groceries during the day on a weekday. I hate going on the weekends. I think I have some trauma from working in retail. It's got to be pretty dire if I'm going to go into a store on a weekend. And even then, I'm going to go like first thing in the morning when everyone's still asleep. It's like as soon as they open, I'm in there. It's like I just need this one thing and then I'm getting out of here before the rush. I was originally excited when they brought in the I've just lost the word for it. The self-scan. So going to a cashier, you just do it yourself. I was very excited because then I thought, this will be the line for the people who have their act together. It was not the line for the people with their act together. It was the line for everybody, and then there was only one cashier to help people who didn't have their act together. Yeah. You prefer the mint ones? I can't stand the mint ones. I remember when they first came out, and it's like, I'll try them. I don't like mint, but I'll try them. And so I took a bite, and it's like, this doesn't taste like mint. Oh, there's the mint. I hate mint. Mint is evil. It burns, but it's cold, and it burns. That's just wrong. You hated them till this year. Sure, frozen though, right? I bet they still taste like mint. No thanks. The sandwich cookies aren't as good as they used to be. They're okay though. I still like them. Cookie finances. What's that about? Are you a Girl Guide leader? I was telling my partner the other day, it's like, yeah, my niece was there. And it's like, I don't know how. Doesn't she have like 7 jobs? And school? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. You have a couple of Girl Guide units. I mean, that's really cool. I enjoyed being in Girl Guides when I was there. Although I didn't like the uniform. This was when they didn't have pants yet. Trousers for my English watchers. Or just those boxy dresses. And then I was too tall to wear them in the last like year or two that I was in it. I had to wear a leader's uniform. That was the first time I was on TV though. It was in the Boy Scout Girl Guide parade. And because I was wearing a different uniform than everybody else, they made me carry the flag. And I had this big Band-Aid on my forehead. Oh, oh no. I hope nothing was wrong and it was an elective. And if it was elective, I am jealous. Also, I feel like that's illegal. Not the procedure, but the laying you off. It's just a t-shirt now. Son of a t-shirt. You need to wear a t-shirt. What color is the t-shirt? I would have been uncomfortable wearing a light colored one because for some reason women's clothing is see-through. And I did just buy a bunch of cookies from some Girl Guides and I didn't even notice what they were wearing. I just wanted the cookies. I think my first trip to the US was with the Girl Guides. It's the first time I'd gone to a buffet restaurant too. Navy with a white trefoil. See, that I can wear. Although when I was a kid, I didn't like navy. I didn't like navy because it was like black, but it wasn't black, and it was trying to be blue, but it wasn't really blue either. I have since learned that it looks fantastic with periwinkle, which has the same problem with blue purple. Put them together though, looks great. It was an accidental discovery when I was trying to get better at putting colors together, and so I was just randomly putting colors together and hoping for the best. That was a pleasant surprise. Yeah, when I was in it, we had that dark blue boxy dress. And then the leader's outfit was like a wraparound navy skirt and like a blue and white striped button shirt. Elective-ish, yeah. Yeah, I remember asking for one when I was 22. My doctor said, you might change your mind. I did not. Like when I was a teenager, I dreamt of having like 10 kids. And as I got older, I decided that's insane. I was learning more about my body and thought, I don't want to pass this on to anybody. And that's when I decided, it's like, you know what? I don't want to have kids, but if I ever change my mind, I'm going to adopt. And it was causing me problems, so I wanted to get rid of it, and they said no. I was too shy at the time to push for it. And I understand it's slightly better now. I'm thinking of getting a new doctor. Mine is great. They announced they were closing while you were off. Oh, well, I'm glad they're closed. It sounds like they deserved it. Still. Yeah, my doctor, I got a letter from my doctor saying she's moving her practice to somewhere that's technically closer to where I live. Technically. But because of the location, it'll actually take me about the same time to get there as it does now. And I like her, but if I'm gonna move all my records anyway, I'm starting to look around. There is a doctor's office right across the street, and they actually sewed my finger up when I cut it a year or two ago. So I thought maybe I'll just walk over there because now I don't have to like drive my partner to work so that I have the truck so that I can drive to my doctor. I can just walk over the, across the street. So I got to do that soon too, because I got some blood work done to check my iron levels, and I'm supposed to make an appointment with my doctor to follow up on that and see when the next test should be. But now there's this whole switching office thing that took me by surprise. I feel like any good doctor should be able to jump in on, once I give them a basic background of why I was anemic, they can interpret what's happening. We can get to all the other complicated stuff later. I just haven't done it. That's not a mental block thing, though. I just haven't had time. I could do it today. Let's add it to the to-do list. So what's on that list now? I've got the laundry that needs to cycle through the dryer. I want to wash the shower curtain today because that didn't get done any of the other days this week. I was going to release that pattern, or not release the pattern. I was going to post a pattern up for testing. Go across the street and talk to the doctor. What else? I feel like I've missed something. Oh, learn how to code. I don't know. You're probably thinking, what? You got several hours. None of those things could take too long, but yeah. Cooking dinner alongside. Oh, Kate, you're here. Next time you can type, can you type something in German so I can see how it translates? That's what that funny symbol was that I was seeing yesterday. I tried it with French and it was really neat. Only if you want to, of course, but I'm very excited. No pressure. A friend of mine wants to do a video call this afternoon, so we'll add that on the list. I should probably eat at some point. Oh, I was going to film the video for the join for that newborn blanket. So not all of this stuff is happening this afternoon. The join itself is going to take a couple of days, I think. Oh, it automatically, yes, like that, exactly. Oh, cool. So it automatically translated it into English, but if I hover over it with my mouse, it shows me the German. Ah, neat. Right now, the current hypothesis is that's a thing for moderators that can see it, because Katie couldn't see it earlier when I did the French. I'm cooking dinner right now, is what I see translated. That's so cool. Yeah, on Ravelry, I've been doing the highlight the text, right click, and choose Google Translate. It's not always right, but I suspect that it has problems with like crafting related terms. But I'm usually able to pick out which word it's having a problem with and just translate it by itself, and then it makes sense. What a time to be alive. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. I really need a new desk chair. errands tomorrow. I wonder if I can swing by somewhere that sells desk chairs and see what they got. Wolfie is still fast asleep. Cam is still fast asleep. They've gotten what they need out of me today. They had their breakfast and their snack. Wolfie was here earlier for her scritches. Yeah, I was thinking about what to talk about on the stream today, this morning, because I was like, I feel like I've talked about everything already. And I could only think of things that made me mad and ranty. And I thought, I don't know if I want to do that. I was like, oh, we could talk about the crochet crowd. And then my eye started twitching. I thought, it's probably not good for my mental health. And, stuff like that is like, yeah, let's think of something else. I need a more exciting life if I'm going to keep this up. On the other hand, it's forcing me to actually get something productive done in the morning, so I appreciate that. Creamy chicken ragu with bell pepper sauce. And now I'm hungry. That sounds delicious. Right? Yum is indeed. I think I'm having pasta for lunch. Probably for dinner too. It's got a cheese sauce though. That's nice. Although yesterday, the other day, when it was warm out, after the stream, it's like, I'm going to have lunch. And it's like, I don't want to have something cooked. So I'll have a bagel with cream cheese. So I got the bagel out, open up the cream cheese, and it's empty. I was like, why is this in the fridge? So I had a bagel with peanut butter. I did have a bagel with cream cheese for dinner last night because I'd left eating dinner too late and I didn't want to get acid reflux when I laid down. So I was like, well, that's light, and I didn't get to have it the day before. Yeah, the world is making me ranty. Yes. I try to keep the world out of the stream. I'm not sure that's the best idea because people need to pay more attention. But, oh, there's a third person here who hasn't talked, so I don't know who it is. The rest of us aren't in the place that's causing most of the problem, though. And the bots, there's so many bots. There's so many bots out there that are pushing. It's making it seem like there's a lot more terrible people out there than there actually is. I gotta hang on to that too, because I gotta tell you, living in Alberta during the COVID pandemic really tested my faith in humanity. I remember after everything had opened up again, the first time I traveled back to Ontario to visit my folks, I went to church with Mom, and they were talking about how they had this beautiful experience with COVID where it's like, yeah, we had to make a lot of changes and everybody was working together and everyone was caring for each other. And I started crying because we didn't do that in Alberta. It was every man for himself in Alberta. I really hate this province sometimes. It's beautiful here. It's got that going for it. It's a nice place to visit. But there's so many bots. Right now, there's a problem with basically bot accounts making videos on like YouTube and, all the places the cool people are, about Alberta's separation. And it's like, you can't believe them. But didn't do that in Northern Ontario. Yeah, well, I guess anywhere that the map is blue in election time didn't have the best experience. For any Americans watching, our colors are the opposite of yours. Yeah, I'm not sure Ontario should be one province, if I'm being honest. The dividing line should be somewhere around Sudbury. At least that was my experience, because we drove our car to Alberta when we moved. We shipped our stuff, but we drove the car because it was cheaper to drive the car over than having the car shipped and just flying. And there was a distinct difference after Sudbury. Of course, if they split Ontario in half like that, it would just add another province to complain that Ontario and Quebec decide every election. So, because Northern Ontario sure isn't where Ontarians live, statistically speaking. I saw a video once that was talking about, and I can't remember the numbers, but it was basically if you drew a true line at the 49th parallel, right? More Canadians live below that line than don't. And then if you draw a line on the map at whatever latitude is the southern tip of Ontario, because I think that's the southernmost point. If you draw a line at that latitude, there are more Americans living north of that line than the population of Canada. And that's not exactly a highly populated place in the US, those northern states. I don't think they were including Alaska. I think it was in the 45 or 48, yeah. Yes. I told my partner to put Manitoba on the list of possibilities. He's like, why do you want to move to Manitoba? And it's like, because they haven't gone completely insane in Manitoba. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of there. They're making sense. We've been eyeing like central to northern BC, kind of in the Burns Lake area. We've been there a few times on our road trips, so. What did I say I needed a lot of? The 5s. No, the 6s. I need more of the 6s than the 5s. Although I do need a lot of 5s overall, just not for this one pattern. Let's see if we can get a 6 out of this. I think we can. Yeah, right? I'd be fine there. The other problem with Winnipeg is the wind and cold, though. Don't forget that. Then again, I'm hot all the time. I'd probably be fine there. We don't want to live in the city anymore. So Winnipeg's out. What does it smell like? What do you mean it's stinky? like landfill stinky or an industry stinky? Of course, I've always said that my congenital anosmia, for those who don't know, that means I was born without a sense of smell. I've always said that my congenital anosmia was an evolutionary adaptation from being born and raised in Hamilton. So I'm not sure that we should be complaining about the stink of another city. And again, Hamilton isn't like that anymore. When I was growing up, you could eat the air from the industry. It's like, come to Hamilton and see the air. I feel like we fixed that before you came around. By fix, I mean most of the steel industry disappeared. Landfill and sewage and industry. Dang. I've not heard people say that about Winnipeg, so I wonder what's happened. Like, is that a new thing? Am I just not in the loop on Winnipeg news? That second one seems likely. Okay. I only had one can of pop this morning because that's how many I'm supposed to have. Or that's the limit I'm supposed to have. I did do 2 yesterday because of the lack of sleep. I'm trying to stick to one. I keep yawning though. It could be something they changed like in the 2020s or even the 20 teens. And so the word hasn't gone out yet. Weird. Yeah. Oh, one fun fact about Southern Ontario, if you turn the map 90 degrees, it looks like an elephant trumpeting. And those poor people in Owen Sound. You'll have to look it up to know what I'm talking about. It's like open up Google Maps, zoom in so you can see all of Southern Ontario, and then tip your head to the side, to the left side. Oh yeah, I've got plenty for another round. Famous last words? I don't think so. Oh, could do that. Not today. We have enough things today. Gotta make a note though. we been going for? Oh, it's almost 2 hours already. Yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up when I finish this square. Because I'm starting to get hungry again. Yeah. My next planned live stream is coming up on Monday, same time. I'm hoping to have had the scheduling thing figured out by then. But, well, and on that note, if you do see me showing up with a live between now and Monday, don't bother with it. I'm just trying to figure out how to get it to work. So even if I do get it to work, I'll just end the stream and then write down what I did. Because I really would prefer to schedule these ahead so you had more of a heads up. But when I've tried to do that, it forces me into vertical mode. And I don't want to go in vertical mode. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's it. Anyway, you know what? I'll stay on and chat a little bit while I rewind this yarn. Normally I'd keep going, but my hands are starting to feel a little, not sore exactly, tired. And I would say there's only one way to crochet wrong, and that is if you're crocheting and it hurts. If it hurts, you got to stop. If you haven't suffered an injury lately and your crochet starts to hurt, it's a good idea to take a look at what position your hands are in and how you're holding the yarn and all of those things, how you're sitting, and see if you can make any changes that will help. Same goes for knitting. Yeah, knitting's not supposed to hurt. So if you can't figure out how to fix it, or if you have injured yourself, you should stop. If it's a sudden thing that has just started and you can't figure out how to fix it, see a doctor. And yeah, if you've suffered an injury, I know what happens when I don't crochet. I have bad mental health. It's kind of a canary in the coal mine for my mental health, actually. If I don't feel like crocheting for too long, then it's like, oh. And I start implementing various coping skills, including maybe seeing a doctor. But if you have injured yourself and it hurts to knit or crochet, you gotta just stop. It's much better to rest and then ease back into it than to push through, because you could damage something permanently. And that could stop you from crocheting forever. There's your horrifying thought for the day, having to not crochet again. No, just take a pause, whatever. That goes if you're testing for me. If you're testing one of my patterns, just let me know. You don't have to tell me why. You can just say, I'm not able to finish. Just let me know. And it's fine. It's good. I care more about your health than I do about my pattern test. That's my general philosophy for everything. So thinking along those lines, if you think I'm mad at you, I'm not. I can't remember the last time I was mad at anyone. Yeah, so that's it for today. We'll be back again on Monday. Remember, ignore any live notifications between now and then. I'll probably tomorrow play with it. So I'll see you guys on Monday. Thank you for watching.